What's up, America? Neil here from Geauga Firearms Academy. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to do a short video, but a very important video on a topic that's going to be most likely encountered if you're in a self-defense scenario. So what we're going to be doing today is one-handed shooting, and of course we're going to do it all from concealment. So let's get started. Start off, we're going to do this again totally from concealment, and on this video I'm going to try to do a lot more camera movement for you guys so you can see different angles and so forth. But I want to walk you through the process here that I'm going to be using. Once again, this is only one hand, so typically what I would be doing here is after I clear my garment, I would be taking my reactive hand and catching it. So as I come up, I'm coming up at the same time. But in this case, I'm simply going to use my shooting hand, which is also the same reason why when I teach it, I always teach you to use your shooting hand to move your garment up first, because that may be the only one. Not the reactive hand, just to be clear on that. So what that's going to look like is I'm going to clear my garment. Same process. I'm going to take my thumb, run it down my side here, literally dragging against my skin. And the reason I do that, here, bring the camera over here, is I want my thumb to be right behind this gun, so that when I go ahead and go to clear this, as soon as I come up, I've got that nice high purchase. So that I got no space under there. I don't want to end up down here like this, where I've got to have to fight with this gun. I want to be all the way up to the top. And that way, if I can get my support hand in, great, but if not, at least I've got a good position, a good purchase on this gun when I go shoot one-handed. One other thing I want to talk about here is when you are shooting one hand, whether it's your strong hand or your reactive hand, I like to have a slight cant to the gun, so I'm not straight up and down like I would normally be with two-handed grip. It gives me a little bit stronger alignment with my structural alignment, kind of like if I'm throwing a punch. Not obviously gangster style, but just a little bit of a cant to it. That's a little bit more natural. Play with it for you, see what you like better, what's more comfortable, but for me, both hands I have a slight cant. Quick note, anytime we do any type of one-handed shooting, we want to be extremely cognizant of where the other hand is. So I highly recommend you either grab your belt buckle or your chest, but you want to actually feel that other hand when you come out to shoot, so there's no danger at all of hitting your hand or getting in the way, anything like that. So again, make sure you touch your chest or grab your belt or whatever you guys want to do, but make sure you're very aware of where that placement of the hand is. Clear the garment all the way up, drag my thumb down, get a good purchase. I'm going to come up, extend out, feel a little cant to the gun, take my first shot, second shot, third. This time we're going to pick up the pace a little bit here, so we're going to go, I don't know, let's say half speed. Okay, so clear, grab, up. I'm coming up with my reactive hand. A lot of people call it their weak hand, the hand you typically don't use. Very awkward if you've never done this before, so definitely find a competent instructor when you do, of course, with any of these drills. But just as another layer of caution here, make sure that you have somebody that can help you walk you through this one. Same process though. I'm going to extend out to my target just like I normally would. Again, I'm going to have a slight cant to it to better my structural alignment. And here we go. So, in this case, actually, let's just roll it like this. A scenario here, it might be that I'm going to be picking the gun up because again, I'm not going to be reaching it from my left hand. So we pick the gun up. I come out to my target. Shot. The final concept that we're going to wrap up here is actually having to, of course, reload the gun with that one hand. And this is why having a holster that has some type of Kydex or plastic, whatever, some type of material that keeps the holster open when the gun is not there is so important. One, it's going to allow me to be able to actually get my rear sight into something that I can rack off of, my belt or the holster. But two, I have to be able to reholster this gun without actually touching it with my other hand. Okay, so that's super important. So we want that plastic casing on the outside to keep that holster open. Super important. I only have one mag today, so I'm just going to start from the lockout and then walk through the process. The difficult thing about this is we're going to have to be able to clear this garment, get this gun back in the holster with the gun in hand. Okay, so I have to be very aware that I'm bringing this muzzle back, obviously away from my body. I'm going to go ahead and clear my garment. I'm going to find that holster and shove it in there. Now I'm going to take my only hand I got here to get my magazine out, which again, if it gets lost in your pocket, that could be difficult. That's why we always want a magazine pouch. Take my magazine, again, I'm running it into the base of the gun here. Pull it out, rack, come forward. One-handed shooting. So hopefully you guys took away from that. Again, you may have a slight cant in your hold. That's totally normal. If that feels more comfortable for you, definitely do that. Two, remember how important it is to have a holster that stays open. So if you ever have to do a one-handed manipulation or reload the gun, you can do so. And please, please, try that with a competent instructor. Don't just go out there and try to do that at the range. Very, very important. The last part of that, of course, is that we also know where that offhand is, whichever hand you're going to be not shooting with, is either on your buckle, on your chest, somewhere where you know, so you don't end up getting hurt. Very important, guys. I want you guys to stay safe out there. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, if you learned something. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. You'll be notified every time I put out a new video. And remember, it's always better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6.